Today's lesson is radians versus degrees. We will learn how to convert from radians to degrees and vice versa. We will also learn how radians and degrees fit into the unit circle. To start off with this lesson, we will define both radians and degrees. Degrees, a unit for measuring angles. Radians, a unit of measurement for angles. Here we have the mathematical formula to convert from radians to degrees. We would simply multiply our radians by 180 over pi and simplify. Similarly, to get from degrees to radians, we would multiply our degrees by pi over 180 and simplify. So here, let's try an example of this now. Here we have a degrees of 120. We multiply this degrees by pi over 180, giving us 120 pi over 180. Our final step is to simplify, giving us 2 pi over 3. Now that we have our radians, let's try and convert our radians back to degrees. With the radians of 2 pi over 3, we multiply 180 over pi, giving us 360 pi over 3 pi. We cancel out both pi's and simplify. 3 goes into 360 120 times, giving us 120 degrees. Here, you can see the problem we did on a unit circle. 120 to 2 pi over 3, 2 pi over 3 to 120. Using the same exact formula that we did, you can solve the entire inside of the unit circle. So here, let's try another problem. 45 degrees to pi over 4 and pi over 4 to 45 degrees, using the exact same formula that we just used. Here we start out with 45 degrees. Multiplying that by pi over 180, we get 45 pi over 180. Simplifying it, we get pi over 4, which was exactly what was on the unit circle. Moving back from radians to degrees, with our new radians of pi over 4, we multiply it by 180 over pi. This gives us 180 pi over 4 pi. We cancel out both pi's and simplify. 4 goes into 180 45 times, therefore giving us 45 degrees. That is exactly what is on the unit circle and is therefore correct. Memory tips. Tips to help you remember how to convert from radians to degrees. Memory tip number 1. If you know one of them, you know the other. Just flip it and you have the other formula. So if you know degrees to radians, which is pi over 180, you know radians to degrees, which is 180 over pi, and vice versa. Memory tip number 2. If you remember that half a circle is 180 and that both formulas to solve the area and circumference of a circle involve pi, then you can figure out which formula is which. This is kind of a more convoluted way, but it is a memory tip. So think, radians to degrees is getting rid of pi, so you need the pi on the bottom of the equation. Degrees to radians, you need pi, so you must put pi on top of the equation.